Hello everybody, this is Liz with Liz's Crafts, and it's good to see everybody today, and we'll be doing another Christmas craft. And let's see, I did get my live notification, so we'll go ahead and get started. Everybody should know that I'm live. And just so you know, when you click on it, it looks like this, but if you turn your phone this way, you get a better view of what we're doing on the table. And I see Brenda. Hello, Brenda. How are you? And so the first thing we're going to do, and let me just say my spiel here. Please share these videos if you would. That way Facebook knows that people like them and it'll keep me out there. And if you know anybody that might like these videos, please tag them on it also. And if you haven't already done so, please please join Liz's Craft Friends. It's a group, it's a closed group. You just have to answer a question, and then I will approve you to be a member of that group. I'm glad you're okay, Brenda, and I'm doing good too. We had a little bit of rain here in Central Texas, and it's cooled off a bit, so it feels really good. This is my last day this week to be on. We're going to help our daughter move, and she's in New Mexico, so she's going to come back with us probably Monday. So I probably won't go live until Tuesday of next week. So if you're just hopping on, just say hi and I'll acknowledge that you're on. And if you're new, please say where you are watching from, what state. I see Diane is on. Hi, Diane. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint this Let It Snow white. And I just have Anita's all-purpose acrylic paint in white. And we're also going to paint this little snowflake white. So the snowflake is from Dollar Tree, and it's just one of those that are in a package of, yeah, here it is. So a package of these here that are stickers, and I took the sticker off the back because we're going to hot glue it on. So we're going to go ahead and get started and paint our pieces. And the Let It Snow also came from a Dollar Tree. And I'm just pouring my paint in my lid so I don't have to dip it in the jar. And I'm just going to put one coat of paint on these. I just want it to be white instead of the wood color. But if you wanted to, you could leave it the way it is. I just thought maybe mine would stand out a little bit more if it was white. And we will be using products from Magnolia, Liz Yonke at magnoliadesignco.com. I did put the links to the stencil that we're going to be using today and to the chalk paste that we're using today. I put those in the description, and when I get off, I will also put those in the comments in case you're interested. So how's the weather where you guys are? Like I said, we got a little bit of rain this morning, and so the temperature dropped a little bit, but it's still warm out there. I'm sure it'll be colder when we get to New Mexico because they've already had snow. Ooh, it's 29 degrees where Brenda is. Oh my goodness. I'm glad I'm in Texas. Yep, I'm liking Texas. You had snow yesterday? Oh my goodness. Was it just a light dusting of snow or did you have full-on inches? We don't get very much snow here in Texas. A little bit here and there, but not much. Okay, so I have my 2 wood pieces painted white. And then we're going to go ahead and get to the stenciling. And let me get this paint off my fingers before I mess up our project. Oh, so Brenda said they had 1 inch of snow. Yeah. I don't mind the snow too much, but I don't like driving in it. And Texans don't know how to drive in the snow, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside to dry. And then I'm going to get out my fuzzing cloth. I'm going to put this aside. Let me get a drink here. So I have this really big stencil here. And it is, I don't know, it might be one of those 18 by 18 inch ones. And I've never used it, so I definitely have to fuzz it. Oh yeah, it's 18 by 18 and it's called Christmas Pattern. So when I get my stencils, I like to put this piece, this flap down in there so it doesn't get hooked on my stencil. Because I always put my stencils back in the paper, in the plastic. So, hope I don't mess this up because it's hard to use these big stencils. Ooh, I don't want it to get stuck on itself. So I'm just going to lay it on my fuzzing rag and I'm going to press it down. I'm going to do this bottom half 3 times and then I'll flip it over and do the back of the top half. And then I'll show you what we're going to put it on. Oh, Brenda cut her stencil in half. I didn't think about that. Neither do some people in Nebraska. They don't know how to drive either in the snow. It can be dangerous. Okay, so I have the bottom half fuzzed. Let's get the top half fuzzed. So I want to do it at least 3 times. Okay, one more time. All right, hopefully that will work. Look, it's folding over on itself. Okay, stop that. Now what I have is, I got this board at Walmart. And it's one of these that say, with a happy birthday, and you fill in, it's a chalkboard on the front, and then the back is just plain. So I'm going to use the back side of this, and I'm going to put my stencil on there. And it's not tall enough to go over the full board, but I'm going to put ribbon at the top and the bottom. So I'm okay with that. I'm just going to press this down, and I'm going to need to take the hanger off. So I'm just going to untie these knots, and I'll put it back in when we're done. So this was a nice size board, and I think I got it for like $4 or maybe less. So you need to look out for things like that when you're in the stores. So, this was a great price for something this big that we can use for our stenciling. Hi, Bill. How are you? Okay, so we're going to use our Old Glory Red. And I have this big, so here it is. So I have this big, what do you call it? My mind has escaped me. Anyway, spreader, whatever you want to call it, for that. And I want to get, just going to use this right here to get my paste out of here. And I want to go ahead and just smear some on there. And that might help me spread it quicker because this is such a huge stencil. We do want to try to get it stenciled quickly. Otherwise, it might not work the way we want it to work. So I'm just going to start pressing this in. I think I need more on here. So let me get some more on here. I don't do big stencils that often, so probably a little awkward with it. And they probably do take a lot more chalk paste than smaller stencils, of course. All right, so okay, much better. So what's everybody planning to do today? Squeegee, yes, thank you, Brenda. Squeegee. I could not think of that. Sometimes I wonder about myself. I know the names of things and then I get on live and everything escapes me. Is it just me or is everybody like that? All right, I got half of it done. And I might need to go ahead and start pulling that side up so that it won't dry on the board and then pull off in the stencil. So let me see if I can do that. Oh, it's looking good. This looks real good. Well, let me keep going here. There's really nowhere to hold onto the board. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good right there. I'm gonna have to stand up for this. All right, let's get some more on here. And two, my chalk paste might be a little drier than it should be. I probably should have added some water to it. But we'll see. Seems to be working pretty good. think using this big squeegee helps out a lot. Right, I'm almost done. Just need a little bit more. Okay. Sorry, I can't look at your comments or anything right now. I'm concentrating pretty hard on this. There's a couple of pieces that want to grab the chalk paste. I hope this turns out right. Okay, just a little more right here at the bottom. Okay. All right, I think we got this pretty good. So let me see. Let's just see what it looks like here. This is going to be a doozy to wash. Oh yeah, oh, this looks good. Okay, we're almost off. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to put this face down in my water and hope that it doesn't stick to itself. All right, and then I'm going to hold that up so you guys can see what it looks like. Okay, let me clean off my squeegee and my little makeup thingy. Put those in the water and put the lid back on here. All right. Now I'm going to hold this up so you guys can see it. I think it turned out really well. Isn't that pretty? Ew, I love it. I'm loving this. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my heat gun to this and just dry it so I don't mess it up. I don't want to mess it up because it looks pretty good. I'm going to need some blocks, so maybe like 6 of those when I let it snow. Brenda likes it. Thank you, Brenda. I'm liking it too. I'm thinking it's looking pretty good. And then once I get the ribbon around the top and the bottom, I think it'll look even better. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so now what I have is this ribbon here, and I got it at the Dollar Tree. It's that burlap ribbon, and it says Christmas, ho ho ho, merry, joy, and all that on it. So I'm going to glue it up at the top here and then at the bottom down here. And that way it'll cover up the parts that the stencil wasn't big enough to cover. Now you could have taken the stencil all the way up at the top or the bottom and then put it back on to finish the the whole thing on here, but I didn't want to do that. I have issues when I try to do something like that. So I'm just putting ribbon on it, and I think that will work out just fine. So I need a piece for the top and then a piece for the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 2 rows of hot glue, one right under the stenciling, and then one on the edge. And that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to lay this right on top. I'm just patting it down because I don't want to burn my fingers. And I'm going to do the same thing for the top. Okay. I'm just going to lay this right on top there. And then I'm just going to pat it on. Now I am going to have to cut holes where my hanger is going to go. So I need to cut holes right here in the burlap. This is what it looks like right now. What do you guys think? I think it's cool. I like it. And so I'm just going to take my scissors and poke that right there. And then I'm going to do this one right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my my jute back in. But I will put a little bit of hot glue on the ends just to keep it together so that I can get it in the hole. Not too much, just a little bit. And I did like it where the knots were on this side of the board instead of the back of the board. But you can do it whichever way you like. If you don't like the knots on the front of your board, you can definitely put the knots on the back of the board. I like how you did the ribbon. Well, thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. I thought it was easier for me to do that than to do the stencil twice, because I've tried that before on another stencil and I kind of made a mess out of it. So I decided not to try that. But if you're good at doing that, definitely do that. And it'll cover the whole thing, but I just didn't even want to try it. So again, I'm just putting a little bit of hot glue on the end of my jute so that it makes it easier to get into the hole. Okay, come on through. It's getting stuck on my ribbon. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. I got it through the hole, but it doesn't want to come through my ribbon. Okay, maybe I can push it with my scissors. Yeah, I think that's working. It's just giving me a hard time. Okay, maybe I need to fix the hole. So let me just clear the hole. There we go. Now it should work. Oh my goodness. coming. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got it. Okay, so I tied my knot in that, and I'm going to trim up the edge of it. Get the glue part off. And so here's what we got so far. Now we're going to put our Let It Snow on here. It should be dry. Yeah, pretty much dry. I've got some on my finger, but let me go ahead and dry this a little bit more. Now I'm getting it all kinds of on my fingers from the back side. I should have wiped that. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so I'm just going to get a wipe and wipe the back side of my letters, my words off, because that's where it's not dry. And I don't want to get it all over my project. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So this is what we have, our Let It Snow. And I want to add these Jenga blocks to it so that it sits up off of the surface. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these on. Now these are the tumbling tower blocks that you can get from a Dollar Tree. They're in the toy section, and they do come in handy for your art projects or your craft projects. So I'm going to put probably 6 of them on here. Let me get another glue stick. Okay, well I think 5 will be good. And let's see where we want to put this. So I do want to make a bow, and I have this right here from Dollar Tree. Again, it is the burlap, and it has berries. Why can't I think of the words? Anyway, the little pointy leaves with the little red berries. Hi, Holly. Holly berries. Holly leaves and berries. We're going to make a bow out of it. So I think I'll try to get this more towards the center. I'm not sure if my glue gun's going to work. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I think I like it right there. And then I think what I want to do too is I think I want to put this, maybe this in the center of this, like that. Yeah. And this one is not painted, so this is just the natural looking wood on here. And I want to put it in the middle of this little snowflake right there, just to give it a little something something. Okay, so the only other thing we need to do is make our bow. And let me get that snowflake, and I'll take this out of the way. And I do need my jute. Okay. So again, I'm just using this holly berry burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to attempt to do this. I hope it works out. So I'm just going to do ones that you keep together. You turn it because there's nothing on the other side, and you want the side that's printed on to be seen and not the side that's not printed on. You don't want that to be seen. And I'm hoping this works. It is not a wired ribbon, so I'm not sure if it's going to work well for this or not, but I'm hoping it will. I'm not the best at making bows. I probably need one of those bow makers. Maybe I should hint that to my husband. I need a bow maker. You can get me one for Christmas. You might do it. I don't know. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to cut me a piece of this jute. I don't want to mess that up. So, and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to put the ends through the loop, and then I'm going to pull it tight. For some reason it doesn't want to pull. Oh man. So just going to pull this real tight, and I'm going to tie a knot in it. And I'm going to cut my tail here, right there. I'm going to get these out of the way. And then I'm going to dovetail these ends. So all you do is you just fold it in half, and this is where the two ends meet. You just want to go up at an angle. So you just fold it over, and then at the two ends, go up at an angle. So we just have this cute little bow. Goes this way. It's not too bad. Oh, you have one, Brenda? You haven't used it yet? I see other crafters using them, and yeah, I don't know. I'll hint around to my husband, see if he'll get me one for Christmas. But this isn't too bad. I've made worse. It probably would have worked better if I had used wired ribbon, but anyway, there it is. It's not too bad. So I'm going to put that up here at the top in the center. So I'm just going to hot glue it on. Right there in the middle. And I kind of want to make it so that my ends are hanging down. This one kind of wants to be on top, but I don't want it on top of the bow. I want it under the bow. So when I put my my snowflake on it, I think it'll hold it down. So right there, and then I just want to add my snowflake. Well, you know what? I have these little berries too. So I might put a couple swirlies like we did yesterday. So let me do that. Let me get my pencil out. And I'm just going to wrap it a few times. And I think I'll make it long enough so that it goes all the way across. Okay, so I just need to cut this right here. And then I'm going to spread it out a little bit. And I think I'll put that right in the center there. And then I'll put my snowflake over top of it. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Uh-oh, my berries came off. Well, I may have to glue them back on. Let's see if it'll work. Oh, might work. Come on back up there. Little bitty berries. You can do this. Stay on there. Okay. Well, they're there. I don't know if they'll stay or not, but they're okay. Well, one of them anyway. And then I also have either these little acorns that I got from my sisters, or these little pine cones that I got from my sister-in-law's house. So I don't know if I'm going to put those on or not. I'll let you guys decide. So should I add the acorns? Let me hold it up there. The acorns on there, or the pine cones, or just leave it as is. So say acorns if you want to see acorns on there. Say pine cones if you want to see pine cones on there. Or say none if you think I should leave it just the way it is. And I'll wait a few minutes until you all can see what I was saying. I think I'll put a little glue right here, just to hold that down a little bit. Leave it. I think so too, Brenda. I don't want to do too much. I'm going to try to put this little berry back on. Come on, berry. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think we're done. Yay. So here's our project for today. I would take a picture of this, hang it on my door or my wall, and I will put it in Liz's crafts. And then I will save the video, put it on YouTube, and put it on Liz's Craft Friends. And like I said, if you guys like this project, please, you know, tag your friends and your family, whoever, and so they can, you know, make their own. Brenda loves it. Thank you, Brenda. I like it too. I think it's just enough. I don't want to add anything else to it. Although you could, if you wanted to, you could put something down here. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. All right. Well, like I said, today's my last live. We're going to help move our daughter. She's going to stay with us for 6 months. And then she'll be moving to California with our granddaughter and her husband. Well, her husband's already there. So my daughter and my granddaughter are going to stay with us for 6 months. So we're going to help her move here, and I'll be back next week. So until then, guys, keep crafting. Bye.